welcome back to my channel. This is Brian Horror, not horror, so don't get it twisted. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brian. I do missing person cases, I do crime cases, and I am also going to be starting to do paranormal cases. So if you guys are very into that, go ahead, subscribe right now, right here, and hit that notification button so you can be notified anytime I post a new video here on my channel. Alrighty guys, so today I am going to be doing my first crime case. This is not a missing person case, so of course I want to like throw in the mix in there, you know, do some crime, do some missing person cases, and then of course the paranormal videos are going to be coming, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere because they're coming, baby, just know that. Alrighty guys, this case was actually requested by one of my lovely subscribers, so I just want to go ahead and say thank you to you, girl. I think, let me see, I'm going to give you a little shout out. I think her name is, alright, so Lady TM Garza. This person actually did request for me to do this case, so of course I am going to do it for my lovely subscriber. Alrighty guys, so today I am going to be doing the case of KENNEKA Jenkins. So KENNEKA Jenkins was 19 years old at the time that she was deceased, unfortunately. This case, in my opinion, like her mom, I do believe that maybe there might have been some sort of cover-up in this investigation. It all started when she and her friends decided to attend a party in this hotel in Chicago called Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel. So there was a party that was being thrown at her and her friends decided to go. It was going to be held in this room apparently that was rented out, and they were going to go, and of course, like a normal teenager that she was going to go and enjoy herself a good time with her friends. And she was supposed to be the DD of the group, so she did take her mom's car. So after her friends, you know, decide to go to this party and they are living it up and enjoying themselves and having a good time, they decide to leave the party maybe closely like around 2 o'clock in the morning. As you guys will see in the surveillance image, she was with her friends, and apparently they had gone down to the lobby area, and apparently one of the friends had forgotten her wallet back at the room where the party was being held. So her friends decided to leave KENNEKA alone in the lobby hotel and decide to go back up to the room to retrieve this wallet. And this is, in my opinion, one thing that went wrong in this case is her friends. If you are with people and you're going out and you're clearly going to be drinking and you see one of your friends is intoxicated, you guys, you never leave them alone. She's very intoxicated, keep this in mind, so she starts, you know, basically fumbling around and she kind of wanders off. So eventually her friends come back down to where they had left her and they don't find her, so they obviously start looking for her. But keep in mind that they do have KENNEKA's phone and they also have KENNEKA's car keys, which is her mom's car, by the way. So they can't find her, so they start looking for her all around the hotel, in the rooms, and eventually at around 4:34 in the morning they decide to call her mother. So they tell her mother that they cannot find KENNEKA and that she is missing. So KENNEKA's mom immediately tells the girls to, you know, keep looking. The mom ends up telling one of the friends or whatever to basically take the car keys and drive the car to her, to the mom, so the mom can go to the hotel for herself and find out where KENNEKA is. So eventually the mom goes to the hotel, to where she, you know, basically starts looking around, you know, through the hallways and everywhere like around the hotel that she can look to see if she can find KENNEKA, but unfortunately she does not find her. So she then proceeds to ask the hotel staff for help to see if they can somehow look for her and help aid her in like finding KENNEKA. But the hotel actually in my opinion, is very messed up for this, because they ended up telling the mom that this is not any of their problem, that they can't really do anything because this is more of like a police matter. So they were, you know, they weren't really trying to get involved with it. Well, of course, you know, the mom is looking and, you know, just trying to find her on her own. And then eventually, like, the hotel staff, once again, just like her friends had experienced earlier, kind of trying to get Kenneka's mom in trouble, because they're basically saying that she's trespassing or she's just causing disturbance, because she did, you know, go and knock on a couple of doors asking if they had seen her or anybody had seen her in the hotel, but unfortunately nobody had seen her. Also, Kenneka's sister decides to go to the hotel and investigate for herself, and they actually like plead for the hotel to see if they have video footage of her, but of course the hotel was really no help in like the investigation at first to try to find her, because they really were not trying to get involved, and they were just basically kept saying that this has nothing to do with them, that this is only in the hands of the police, and they're the only ones that are allowed to do, you know, go around and searching for her basically. So it is her sister, Kenneka's sister, who ends up filing a missing persons report, and eventually I guess the police does decide to show up to the hotel, because I guess Kenneka's mom says that her sister hadn't signed her signature while filing the missing persons report. So the cop ends up showing up to the hotel themselves, to where, you know, after her mom had already pleaded and her sister had already pleaded, she ends up pleading to the police to tell the hotel manager, staff, or whatever you want to call them, to end up checking the cameras to see if they can see where Kenneka was last seen. And eventually the police, of course, gets access, and he is allowed to go into the room where they do have the cameras, and they can see on like the monitors of everything going on in the hotel. And the mom did state that the police was basically in there for like 5 minutes, and to me, you know, it's just common sense that it does not take 5 minutes, you know, for cops, investigators, you know, detectives to basically review footage to find evidence on the camera or see if they find a missing person. So her mom basically said that he was already checking for like around 5 minutes, and then decides to come out and proceeds to tell her that he did not see Kenneka enter the hotel nor leave the hotel, which is of course a lie. The kitchen was basically abandoned, you know, so there was no people, I guess, working there, or no people allowed to be in there unless it was like the employees. And one thing that is weird that Kenneka's mom does say is that she doesn't know who to believe, because it was the Rosemont Police Department that said that they found her in the freezer, but then there was another person who apparently was an employee of the hotel that says that they found her body. And of course, you know, the mom wanted to see Kenneka and the state that she was in, how she was found, because she just thought that this is really weird, because they did find her in the freezer. And by the way, the freezer was a double door walk-in freezer. First, the mom wanted to see basically the circumstance of like the whole crime scene, to see maybe if she can find out somehow how Kenneka got in there in the first place. And that's the reason why they also wanted to review the footage even more, which is becoming very apparent that they needed to review that footage, because she was clearly in the hotel and she clearly got there because there were cameras in that kitchen and all around that hotel. Kenneka's mom says that when she went to see that walk-in freezer, that there was a camera right on top of that freezer, and apparently when she had asked the investigators if they had any footage, if that camera was working, they didn't even know. They didn't even know if it was working or not. So that's really weird in my opinion. And apparently when they went to go find out if these camera workings, of course there was no footage of her walking. As somebody did tell Kenneka's mom that they did see her, that there was footage of her walking into that freezer. And the other thing that is really weird in my opinion is when that one investigator had gone in there, the Rosemont police officer had gone in there to check the footage. By the way, it's the guy who filed her missing report case, and he only reviewed the footage 5 minutes and said that there was no footage of Kenneka when there clearly was footage. Like I said, a lousy mistake, or is this a cover-up? And that there was two clear as daylight buttons. By the way, if you guys don't know this, I personally used to work at a supermarket, and I have worked we're in a walk-in freezer, and it's definitely really cold in there, like freezing Antarctica cold. There are emergency release buttons. If you push them, if you accidentally get locked in there, it will open. And her mom said that there was two of them. Both of the doors both had an emergency release button. One thing I do believe is that the police should have fingerprinted the whole area, just to see if they find any evidence of anybody's fingerprints, if maybe somebody was involved, if somebody maybe might have put her in there. Because also the way her body was found is honestly kind of weird in my opinion. I'm not going to insert photos because out of respect for the family, and in my opinion I just think it's too graphic. But the way her body was basically found, she was like basically lying down on the floor with her feet straight. One of her shoes was off, and then her foot that did not have the shoe had like blood or like a bruise on like the side of her foot. So it makes me wonder, like, where did that come from? You get me? But unfortunately, when the case has already been closed and it's been ruled out by the police that this was a natural death cause, that there was no foul play involved in Kenneka's death. So unfortunately, that's basically all. But like I said, I just thought it was really important to bring Kenneka's case into light, because like her mom says, she's always going to keep fighting to find out the truth, because she does not believe that her daughter just walked in there and died. And honestly, I feel for the family and for the mom especially, because she was already going through a lot, like health wise, and she dealing with a child being deceased. It's just like the worst thing ever. And I do feel so sad that I feel like this whole situation could have been handled differently if her friends had not left her. And this is another thing I'm gonna say one more time. I hope you guys really enjoy the video. Give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and join my horror fam bam so you can stay tuned, and I will be posting more crime cases, paranormal stuff, and missing person cases for you guys. I love each and one of you guys out there so much, and stay safe out there, you guys. Please. I love you guys so much. Bye bye.